This is the same story, but told differently. The emotions remain, but the words have been reshaped, so it reads like a new version, not a duplicate. The text arrived 3 weeks before the date. Not a call. Not a face-to-face conversation. Just a message. We think it's best if you don't come. I stared at the screen, waiting for the punchline. None came. When I asked why, my sister said, it might create tension. Tension, the word people use when they don't want to say blame. I called her immediately. Tension between who? I asked. She hesitated. You and Mom haven't really been getting along. I just want the day to be calm. We haven't argued in months. That's not really the point. And I understood. Weddings aren't just celebrations anymore. They're productions. And I was the unpredictable element they wanted to edit out. So I'm uninvited? I said. It's not like that. It sounds exactly like that. Silence. Then softer. I just don't want drama. There it was. Drama. The word we assign to people who refuse to quietly swallow disrespect. I didn't argue. I didn't plead. I just said, okay. She paused, surprised. Okay. Yeah. It's your wedding. We hung up politely. Too politely. When I told my fiancé, he looked at me like I'd misheard. She banned you from your own sister's wedding? Apparently I'm a risk factor. He shook his head. So, what do we do that weekend? I thought for 10 seconds. We go somewhere better. And just like that, instead of dress rehearsals and seating cards, we booked flights to the Caribbean. White sand. Blue water. No forced smiles. If I was going to be excluded, I wasn't going to sit at home feeling small. The morning of the wedding, I woke up in a beachfront room. Sunlight everywhere. My phone wouldn't stop buzzing photos in the family group chat. Bridesmaids in matching robes. My sister in white lace. I muted it all. We spent the day on a boat. Salt air. Cold champagne. Somewhere between the waves and the laughter, I realized something I hadn't expected. I wasn't sad. I wasn't angry. I was relieved. Relieved not to perform. Relieved not to measure my words. Relieved not to shrink myself for the sake of peace. Then, as the sun started dropping toward the water, my phone rang. My cousin. I almost ignored it. But something made me answer. Are you sitting down? She asked. I looked at the ocean. Technically, yes. She took a breath. You won't believe what just happened. I leaned back. Try me. In the background, I could hear noise. Voices. Music cutting out. The ceremony, she said. It fell apart. I sat up straighter. What do you mean? He walked out. For a second, I thought she meant stepped outside. Walked out where? No. Walked out left. During the vows. The ocean suddenly felt very far away. During the vows? I repeated. They were halfway through. The officiant asked if anyone objected. And his best man stood up. My stomach tightened. You're joking. I wish I was. He said he couldn't stay quiet. Said the groom had been seeing someone else. That he tried to end it but never did. That the wedding was a mistake. I gripped the phone. And my sister? She thought it was a joke at first. Then the groom just stood there. Didn't deny it. Then he said he needed a minute and walked out. He never came back. The background noise on her end was chaos. Chairs scraping. People whispering. Someone crying. My cousin kept going. Your aunt is arguing with the wedding planner. Your mom is locked in the bridal suite crying. Half the guests are leaving. I exhaled slowly. They had called me the risk. The potential disruption. And now the actual explosion had nothing to do with me. So the reception? I asked. Probably canceled. No one knows. I thanked her and hung up. For a long moment, I just stared at the water. The sun was still warm. The sky still gold. But my mind was somewhere else entirely. My fiancé came closer. Tell me. I told him everything. The objection. The accusation. The empty altar. He leaned back. And they were worried about you causing tension? A small laugh escaped me. Dry. Hollow. But beneath the irony, something else was stirring. I wasn't celebrating. I wasn't satisfied. I was thinking about my sister. Standing in front of everyone. Blindsided. Humiliated. Publicly broken. No one deserves that. Not even someone who removed you from their guest list. My phone buzzed again. My mom. I hesitated, then answered. Her voice was unsteady. Did you hear? Yes. A pause. I don't know what to do, she said. For the first time in weeks, she sounded uncertain. Not defensive. Just lost. Is she okay? I asked. She locked herself in the bridal suite. Won't talk to anyone. I could hear the chaos behind her. Guests asking questions. Staff trying to salvage something. I told her we could still do the reception, my mom said, almost pleading. Turn it into something for her. But she won't come out. That image stuck with me. The dress. The untouched cake. The empty chairs. I can't believe this happened, my mom whispered. Maybe we should have, I said quietly. When you care more about how things look than how they really are, cracks don't disappear. They just grow. Until everything breaks. Silence. Then she said, do you think you could talk to her? I almost laughed. The same family that feared my presence now wanted my voice. I looked at the ocean. At the sky. At my fiancé watching me. I wasn't obligated. They had excluded me. Made me the problem. And yet, I'll call her, I said. My mom exhaled. Thank you. After we hung up, my fiancé studied me. You don't owe them anything. I know. And I meant it. This wasn't about owing. This was about choosing. They had removed me to keep the day smooth. Life had made it messy anyway. And now I had to decide what kind of person I wanted to be. Not the one they feared. Not the one they dismissed. But the one I could live with. The breeze moved across the water. Somewhere far away, a ballroom full of flowers and expectations was unraveling. And the strange part? For the first time in this entire story, no one could point at me. I called her. She answered on the third ring. Her voice was hollow. Barely there. I'm so sorry, I said. And I meant it. Not for missing the wedding. Not for the vacation. For him. For what he did. A long pause. Then, quietly, you were right about him. I didn't say I told you so. I just said, you deserved better. Weeks later, she told me something else. I thought keeping you away would make everything smoother. She paused. It didn't. No, it didn't. But in the end, I wasn't the one who caused the wreckage. I was the one who still answered the phone. Even from miles away.